If you're even thinking about staying at a Disney Deluxe Resort, this video could literally save you thousands of dollars. Today, I'm walking you through exactly how to rent DVC points step by step, and I'm gonna show you on my screen how you can follow along. This is the video people watch right before they book. Hi guys, my name is Andrea, Busy Mom in the Magic, and on this channel, I help busy moms plan Disney trips smarter, calmer, and with a lot less of an overwhelming feeling. So part one, we've already explained why we rent DVC points and how we've stayed at deluxe resorts for almost half of the price. Now I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. And if you are planning ahead and looking at resorts like the Polynesian, the Grand Floridian, Riviera, BoardWalk, this video will help you decide if this is actually worth it. You can click the link below, or I'll put the QR code up on the screen if you're watching on the TV so you can follow along while we do it. Now, let's hop on. There are two ways to rent DVC points, and which one you choose really depends on how you travel. Some people are flexible and some people are planners, and that's okay. But there's an option for both of you guys. So let me show you both. I'm going to start out with browsing the already confirmed reservations because this is the easiest option if you are flexible with your travel dates. This is perfect if you're open to different weeks, different resorts, and if you just want the best deal that you can find on the website. Now, to follow along, you can always click on the description box and click the link in there. Or if you're watching on TV, just make sure that you are taking your phone out and scanning the QR code. It'll bring you to this page that you're needing to be on. So when you click on Browse Reservations, you're going to see a list of trips that are already booked by DVC owners. These are called confirmed reservations, which means someone has already used their points and secured these days. So all of these are ready to go. You can always go up here and filter. This is going to be your 11 months out, and you can always filter through like any specific dates, putting in your number of guests, any specific resorts that you want, filter by view, by the room that you want, and then what your max total price is, etc. The thing I do like about this minimum number of nights is because maybe we're tacking on a trip. Maybe we want to go for a long trip. So you do have some options right here. So let's go ahead and just play around because I do have a trip coming up in May that I am doing DVC rental store, but I only have half of the trip because I like to do a good old split stay. So let's go ahead and put some dates in here that we can just play with. Let's do the 23rd through the 25th. It's going to be 3 of us, and I don't really care about the resort. I like them all. I do have some favorites, but I really do like them all. My max total price, I am going to say, no, definitely not 3,000. Let's go 2,000 and see what kind of deal that we can figure out. So this is looking really nice. We've got Kidani right there for $1,400. So if you want to go to Disneyland too, I didn't filter that out. So if you want to go to Disneyland, the Grand Floridian, that's awesome. That's $672. Now you do need to look at the dates. So I put in May 23rd through the 26th where I didn't change the minimum nights or the max nights. It is going to give me all the dates within that time frame that I listed. So you do need to focus on those. Now you've got Kidani, which would be amazing. That's $1,400 for the standard pack. So let's go ahead and look at that guy. We'll scroll down. That's going to be $466 a night. So a total of $1,400 with a deluxe studio with the Savannah view. So depending on what view that you have, that could potentially make the prices per night go up a little bit. Now, this is not a standard view, so it's a Savannah room, which is the top tier views of the rooms. So of course that is going to be a little bit higher, and it is in Kidani Village where they have some fantastic dining options there. So let's go back. We're back here. So let's see. We're going to go after the Grand Floridian. Let's check that out. So I'm not going to adjust any of the dates. I just want to see how can I stay at the Grand Floridian. So I'm just going to filter by resorts, you can just click on Walt Disney World Resorts, Disneyland Resorts, or non-theme park resorts. Now let's break that down while we're here. So the Disneyland resorts obviously are the ones at Disneyland. The non-theme park resorts would be something like Aulani in Hawaii, which we went last April, and it is absolutely stunning. Definitely the best vacation I've ever taken in my entire life. And I cannot wait to go back. And that's a really, really great way to get a very good deal because the prices can be pretty steep in the state of Hawaii. Another option for a non-theme park resort would be something like Hilton Head or Vero Beach. So there are 2 Disney Beach resorts. Don't know if you knew that or not, but you don't always have to go to Disney World. So those are some options if you wanted to filter through. But I am going to just stick with the Grand Floridian, and we're going to click that. And then we're going to change our guests, which would be myself, my husband, and Annie, my 5-year-old daughter. So here you see a resort studio March 29th through April 1st, and you have all kinds of options. Now let me show you a little trickety trick that I like to do, and it's just a little bit of math. So I'm going to go down with the number of nights to do like 5 nights, okay? And then that way I can really kind of hone in on what I'm willing to spend on a nightly rate. So maximum number of nights, let's go minimum number of nights, 3. And then let's change our dollar amount. So I am not willing to spend more than $400 a night at the Grand Floridian. So let's just do the math for 400 times 5, and then we'll apply, and we'll see the math right here. So we have minimum right here, the 15th through the 18th, the standard view right here. Now it is a little bit higher. It's going to be the $494, but this is the absolute cheapest option in the entire year as of right now. And it's going to be $494. Now, this is not going to be it. There's all kinds of reservations that pop in all the time. Like, I think it's super fun to be able to just kind of peruse around and see what kind of dates have come up because they come and go all the time. Now, let's make this a little bit more fun. Let's keep these dates right here and let's just go on over to the Disney website. Let's click on places to stay. All right. And so we have August 15th through the 18th. So let's go ahead and just put those in. August 15th through the 18th. We're going to go 3. Here we go. Here is the Grand Floridian right there. And then here's another one. So we're just going to take the best case scenario and look at the prices. You can already tell. Same thing. The villa's $809, which is what you're going to get whenever you book DVC. Or it's still down here at the normal rooms, like the non-DVC rooms or the non-DVC building is still $793. If you go back here for the same dates, it's $494. Let's do the math. Let's do the math really quick. That's $300 a night times the 3 nights. That's saving $900. $900. Now, this is why I'm rather obsessed with renting DVC. To me, the savings in prices, that's amazing. Now, you can see also on the cashback protection, and that's going to still be cheaper with the $532 a night. Insanity. Now, let's look at, for example, last September, my family and I, we all stayed in Old Key West, a 3-bedroom villa. And I know on the last DVC, like my first ever DVC vlog, I looked up the rack rate. It was like $10,000 for us to stay for the week. And we got it for $5,000 by renting DVC points. It's insanity. So that's browse confirmed reservations. Perfect if you're flexible and open with your dates. Now, let me show you the second option, which is what most planners are going to use and what I personally use most often when we're planning our trips far out. This option is called checking availability or getting a quote. This is what you're going to use if you already know when you want to go and which resort that you're hoping to get. So if you're planning spring break, summer, fall breaks, Christmas, or any other specific time of the year, this is usually the best route comparatively to browsing already confirmed reservations. So let's go ahead and click for our May trip that we were talking about. We'll go to May 23rd to the 25th, and I'll type in my email. Now, DVC owners can book rooms up to 11 months in advance. So the earlier you submit this, the better your chances are, especially for popular resorts and busy seasons. And this is why I always recommend planning ahead if you are able to. So right here on this left side is where you will be able to select what resort that you are interested in. Now, again, it's just like a filter option. You can do the room type, the room view, and the rental type. But I don't ever really do the rental type because it's not needed. But you can see all of these options and then a reasonable price point for this. So let's just go on down to the Grand Floridian like we were talking about, or we can just kind of filter it out. Let's say that we want to do the Grand Floridian, the BoardWalk, and the Polynesian. Those are our top favorites that we're really, really going after. And I want to do either a studio or a one bedroom. I want to be able to compare some prices. And I really want to be cost effective. We have a smaller family, and I'll do one for bigger families in a second too. So on the BoardWalk, you've got standard bookings and the cashback protection. It's the same thing yet again. Again, if you want to know the differences and explained very, very well and thoroughly, make sure that you are going to series 1 or the video 1 at the end of this video. So this is where the prices get really, really good. If there is availability. Remember, this is the difference between we've already browsed confirmed reservations. Those are ready to be booked. These, we're checking availability. So whenever we submit to see if there's an availability available, this is the price point that we would get if they can get a room for our specific request. Now, we've got the BoardWalk Studio for a total of $792. Now, this is where the planning piece really pays off, because if you get in as soon as possible, let's say like they had 11 months hit and you get in as soon as possible, there's more availability and the better price that you're going to get. I mean, just insanity. The resort view, $624, $546. Did I put everything in correctly? Because I'm starting to question. That's crazy. Now, let's go back and see what these prices are if I extended the dates. 23rd through the 26th. Let's just extend our vacation right here. We're going to go down to the studio. $984 for the cashback protection, and then $861 for the BoardWalk. Let's go down to the Grand Floridian because I know that we wanted to know what it was. Okay. $1,100 for 3 nights. I'm telling you, it's amazing. So, okay. So let's get out of this one. Let's just start over, okay? Let's say that we have a large family, okay? And we're going to check the availability and the prices. And let's say, we want to go on a trip in September. Crowds are low. They're fantastic. I love a September trip. And that's when Magic Kingdom has transformed over into the fall. There's fall decorations everywhere. Now let's look at these prices, okay? We're not 11 months out, but it's a little bit further out. So there, again, more option to be able to grab that availability the further out that you go if you're the planning type. So let's look. We've got, did I just do a full week up here? I just did a full week. Right now at the resort of Animal Kingdom, Kidani Village, you're at $1,300 for the whole week. This is insanity. Let's go to one of, let's stop at Alani because I love Alani. $2,100. Now this is a great number to send my husband. I'll tell you that. He'd get right on top of that. Let's see. Beach Club, another great one. Now, let's say that you have a large family, okay? Let's put the guests up here. Let's see. We're going to need a bigger room, okay? So let's go after a 3-bedroom, and I will show you. Let's do maybe the BoardWalk, Old Key West, and Saratoga Springs. Let's do those options. See what it's going to bring us up for a 3-bedroom villa. You got the BoardWalk villas that are going to be $9,800. Old Key West. I'm telling you, if you've got a big family or you're doing a big family reunion, $6,000 for a 3-bedroom. It's huge. It's amazing. There's 3 bedrooms. Each, my brother had, and his family had their own room. My mom and dad had their own room. My family, we had our own room. There was like 5 bathrooms. I might be exaggerating. There was a lot, maybe 4. We had a laundry room, a full kitchen, a dining room, a little kitchen nook. I mean, it was huge. And honestly, when I ran the prices, we were thinking about maybe like all of us staying at Pop Century and them have a room, my family have a room, and we would have a room. Just, we like our space. We're the family that likes their space. It was cheaper to rent DVC points and stay in a huge villa at a deluxe resort with the deluxe amenities and perks. We were able to get my family in on extended evening hours where the park stays open for only deluxe members. And Old Key West is a phenomenal resort. It sits right on a golf course. It really feels like vacation, and I absolutely love it. So this is the checking of availability portion, and there's so many options. If you don't want to go to the parks, you can always click on those non-park options. Now, let's say, for example, we want to go on another family vacation. Again, my whole family, let's do it. It sleeps 12. And then you can also, let me go back to this. You can click this little house guy and you can see a breakdown of the resort. So for example, for Old Key West, the studio sleeps 4 and it is 390 square feet. Now, you break it down for the 3-bedroom grand villa is almost 2,400 square feet. So every one of these resorts, when you click that little house guy, it's going to show you a breakdown of the square footage and how many people it's going to sleep. Then if you scroll down, you can see some photos that belong to this resort. You can also get a ferry and go to Disney Springs. And look how, I mean, it's just so pretty. I literally love it. We also have stayed at a 1-bedroom villa as well. And this represents the 1-bedroom villa a lot better. And this is the entrance. I mean, it is literally a whole vacation feel. And I love it there. Then you've got, I know it's kind of small, but then it's going to show you the literal blueprints of the rooms. This is the living area. I want to back out because I want to, then you can scroll down. And one thing that I really, really love about DVC rental stores is because you can click on these and it'll take you around like a 3D option. So so I clicked on play and I can zoom in and kind of go around the entire villa. So we've got the bathroom right here.
Here's the laundry room of the 1-bedroom villa. We're gonna come out to the entrance so you can really see where you are moving around. They come with vacuum cleaners, which is really nice, especially as a mom. You'll know what kind of cleaning options that you have. This right here is a conjoining room. So if you had like a 2-bedroom villa, you would have conjoining rooms, but you can close it off if you wanted to. And then we'll go down to the living room too. The bedroom's over here. You've got the entire living space. You've got the bedroom, the master bedroom, and you can see the entire layout of your room or the space that you're interested in, which I adore that they have this option. So let's just say that I'm ready to go. I want this bad boy so very bad. I want to check to see if it's available. So I am going to go with the standard booking. Then I'm going to request now. Then right here is just the confirmed selected listings. If you selected more than just one or added more than one to your cart, then you're going to list your address and all of your information, your personal information. And then also you're going to have to list every single guest that is going to be on the roster. After you submit the request, you will get an email, something like this. Thanks for your request. You're submitting a request, and keep an eye out in your inbox for the response team. So they're essentially looking for a DVC owner or the availability to be able to find to book for your trip. So back to video 1, it is very hard for you to get overwhelmed in this aspect because somebody else, a professional, is taking care of all of the contracts, etc. So once you've put in this request, you'll receive an email from the DVC rental store. Once DVC finds availability for you, they will send you an email saying, if you want to move forward, we can go ahead and put the deposit down. You will have to put the deposit down. Then they'll start talking to you about how you're going to pay for the entire trip. Now, on this page, I have brought up make a DVC rental payment, so you can make payments. It has to be paid in full, no later than 30 days out from check-in. So completely full. You can make payments throughout the time, but it has to be 100% paid in full. Or there are financial options, so they have pay over time through Bread Pay, and there's a ton of options for you that you can go ahead and just completely pay it off and then just make payments. There are some interest-free options, and then there are some that have a little bit of an interest on it. So these are some options. It's an easy application. There's no prepayment penalties, and there are a lot of affordable monthly payments that you can just kind of knock it out, and you don't have this looming price over your head, and you can get it taken care of. I find that it's very, very easy. I am a girl that likes to girl math. I feel like if I'm not paying interest and I break it up in payments, that it was a cheaper way to do things. I don't know. My husband wants to know the same thing of how that makes sense, but it makes sense in my brain. So I did want to make sure that you knew that you can finance your DVC rental. Now let's talk about a few things that are very, very popular in questions. And specifically, one of the most popular questions that I get about DVC rental is about tickets. How do you get your tickets? So the tickets that you have to get, you have to buy them separately. You can get them through the Disney website, or DVC rental also still has tickets as well. They sell discounted tickets as well. And I'll post the link in the description for you to be able to get discounted tickets that way. I know that I got my parents their Disney tickets through DVC rental, and they were a little bit of a discount. So that's really nice as well. Another question that I get a lot is about Disney dining plans. Now, if you are interested in adding a Disney dining plan, that is an option to add on. It's a very, very popular question, and you can add them on the screen. You've got 2 Disney dining plans that you can choose from when renting. From them, you've got the Disney quick service dining plan and the actual dining plan. And then it breaks it down on how you can purchase the dining plan, a part of your DVC rental of buying and getting the most perfect place to stay for your Disney World vacation.
If you've ever looked at a Disney resort and thought, that would be amazing, but that's just not realistic for us, I want you to know that there are options. Renting DVC has allowed us to create some really special memories without feeling that we were overspending or being irresponsible with our budget. It's not perfect for everyone, but if you're a planner and you want to experience Disney in a bigger way, this can truly be a game changer. If you want to check availability or browse current deals, my link is below, or you can scan the QR code on the screen. Even just looking can give you a better idea of what's possible for your Disney vacation. And if you do decide to book, I would truly appreciate you using my links. It doesn't cost you a thing. It doesn't cost anything extra, and it directly supports my channel and helps us continue to create Disney content like this for you and so many other busy moms out there. Thank you all so much for being here and supporting me in this channel and for trusting me to walk you through all of this. I will see you in the next video or at Disney World. Bye.
Do you believe in magic? Comes from the inside. Do you believe in magic?